Hello, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I will be reviewing the deck called Work Your Light, and it looks a little something like this. The deck is by Rebecca Campbell, Campbell. Artwork is by Danielle Noel, Noel. So this is what the back of the cards look like. And on the front, we have this type of artwork. So lots of pastel colors, both on the front and the back. We get a lot of artwork and then a small amount of text here at the bottom. The cards are matte, so I would definitely say they're not glossy, not even semi-glossy. They do shuffle really nicely, and they're about average size for an oracle card. The book is really nice quality. I enjoy working with this particular guidebook. It is 44 cards. On the back of the book, on the back of the book, it says, this guidebook explains how to use the Work Your Light Oracle cards to deepen your relationship with your soul and the source of all things. It contains in-depth meaning for each of the 44 cards and reveals how to attune your cards, activate a soul space before starting work, create different card spreads, and give you readings for other people. So it will help you as well if you decide to work with these cards, not only for yourself, but for other people as well. When you work with the cards, you will find that your intuition increases, your soul's voice gets louder, and you are able to deeply embrace who you are and the work you came here to do. Okay, so the guidebook, which I always go through and highlight the portions I like to re-reference. Holy Moses, I've got almost no sleep last night and the night before. So I am exhausted. Thank God for coffee. And I almost didn't do these videos today, but yeah, here I am. So the guidebook shows you a photo of the card. It has the keyword, and then it has some further explanation about what the card means. And at the end of each page, there is a question. So let's just take a look at this card. This is the Star Mother card, and it says, how can you mother yourself? You are held. I'm sorry, I really probably should have maybe got more sleep before I filmed. You are more held than you could possibly imagine. Loved and cherished so deeply that if you knew, you would not spend 1 second of your life in separation, worry, or fear. Let the mother carry your burdens. Let her rock away your fears. Lay all of your worries, regrets, shame, and guilt on her altar. Please, sweet child, do not fear. You are love in motion. If you allow it, you are already healed. Let her remind you of your goodness. Let her love away your fears. Your capacity to love and hold others is limited to your capacity to love and hold yourself. Be compassionate with your sweet body, mind, and soul. Treat yourself like the beautiful spirit that you truly are. Remind yourself that you are doing your best and try not to carry it all on your own. You have got this, and the mother has got you. Let her broad arms take away your burdens. Let her lift the weight of the world off your shoulders. Forgive yourself, my dear sweet child of the earth. Work your light inquiry. How can you mother yourself? Okay, so I don't have the box anymore for this particular deck. And actually, I feel like I'm missing some cards. This doesn't feel quite like 44. I had put 2 decks together. Oh, I see. It is not 44 cards. I didn't think so. I had put 2, these are the rest of them. Yes, okay. 2 decks together. I put this deck, the Work Your Light deck that we're talking about now, I combined this deck with the Starseed Oracle deck, which I'll review next in my next video. You'll see, okay, so this is the Starseed cards. This is the Work Your Light card. So Work Your Light, Starseed, as you can see, they're very complementary to one another, very similar. The artwork and the colors and the way the cards are set up are very similar. They are the same card stock, the same finish, and the same size. So I have them as one big, as I call it, super deck. So it's like this. So I have those two decks combined. I only separated them for the sake of doing two separate videos so that one video doesn't get super long. So we have Break the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing, Rewriting the Future. Something to note, these cards are not numbered. That is something that drives me crazy. I really prefer when cards are numbered. These are not. I went in, I don't know if you can see, but I went in and numbered them myself, which is kind of annoying, but I wanted them numbered, so I numbered them. Let's see, what else do we have? Share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. So really beautiful artwork. Let me see, which page is that on? 76. Let me just read really quick from the book. It says, share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. You are being called to share your voice, perhaps by speaking up in a relationship or through writing, speaking, singing, or some other form of creative expression. We each hold a truth deep within us that longs to be expressed. Sculpted for lifetimes, the voice of your soul is like no other. It carries with it wisdom that can only be gained through soul history and growth. By remembering, tapping into, and expressing this unique tone, we not only heal ourselves, we also heal the planet at large. When you share your voice, you unlock something in the universe and call a missing piece of you home. Your individual voice is the most powerful sound current on the planet. If you have kept your soul's voice silenced or held back, chanting or singing could be truly life-changing for you. As we shed the layer of our personality and start letting our unique soul speak through us, we discover that we actually have a very clear message that longs to be shared. Is this upside down? Yes. Thought so. It's weird how sometimes you can just feel. Okay, so as we, the more we speak it, the clearer it gets. There has never been a better time in history than right now to rise up, speak your truth, and share your soul's voice. If you feel fearful, know that you are not alone and that the world needs you, your unique tone, in order to harmonize. As we each rise up and share our song, we make it easier for the next person to do the same. Work your light action. Okay, so some of them have questions at the end, and some of them have actions. This one has action. Express yourself, share your voice, speak to those who can hear you. Okay, maybe that's why I was so called to do this today, even though I am super duper tired. And I totally agree that you alone, whoever is watching this, you alone, I alone, each and every one of us have something completely unique to offer the world. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in, feeling small and thinking, well, how can I possibly change the world? Well, you change the world by changing yourself, by trying to do better, by learning, by consciously and actively continuing to learn into adulthood and, learn better ways to cope with things, better ways to react to things, better ways to approach things. And by doing that, I mean, everyone benefits, everyone around you. And, you know, energy is contagious. I mean, if you can learn to stay calm in situations where it's easy to get stressed out and then stress everyone else out even more, you're doing a huge service right there. And not to mention, like, for instance, I have helped save a few dogs this year by donating money. And did I change the whole world by doing that? No. But did I change the whole world for those dogs that otherwise would have been so-called euthanized? Yes. So you don't necessarily have to have this global impact to have an impact that will ripple out into the rest of the world. I hope, you know, when I mention that, it inspires someone to say, hey, you know, I too can make a difference. It doesn't need to cost a lot of money. It doesn't need to take up a lot of time. Anything you do to improve yourself or help another is going to have benefits that ripple out. This is one I actually love. Awakening, energetic upgrade, a new way of being, integration. Let's just check that one out. Where are we with time? Oh, we're doing good. So I'm glad that I went and put the numbers on these cards. Just to me, it makes it 1,000 times easier, especially when they're not in alphabetical order. Awakening, starting with A, is way back here in the book. That is something I do not like. If you're not going to number your cards, at least please put them in alphabetical order. So we have the Awakening card. But I'm going to just keep putting some new ones up. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. You are going through a period of awakening. Things are changing within you and at many levels. You are starting to remember ancient truths and discovering more and more about who you are and why you are incarnated. You may find that you are experiencing past life flashbacks, seeing the invisible thread that is woven through all of life, or even feeling your body starting from the base of your spine tingling. The most important thing for this time is not to overthink it and stay grounded. Share your experiences with like soul people while you consciously integrate them. Journal and pay attention to your dreams you are remembering, and your soul gifts are emerging. During this time of transition and awakening, you may be called to devote yourself of being of service, like we just talked about. There are ideas, truths, concepts, books, and creations waiting to be birthed into this world. Stay open to receiving them. Pulling this card may be a sign that you are here to birth one of these creations into the world. Or perhaps you are being called to make a shift in your life in order to be of service. Don't think too much about it. Instead, repeat the following work your light action. Hold the card on your heart and say, I surrender to my awakening. I allow the energy to rise from the base of my spine. I open myself up to the universe, using me in a way that delights my mind, body, and spirit. So really beautiful messages, beautiful cards. Here's a really gorgeous card. I really never know if this light is too bright, not bright enough. Let me know in the comments if this light is too bright, if you think it's, you know, if you prefer it more like that. I can never really be totally sure because it seems like it looks different when I'm filming it versus how it looks when I go back to watch it. So just let me know, do you prefer the light to be all the way up like this? Do you prefer it one step down like that? Let's pick one more. Ooh, one of my favorites, Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? So which number is this? 56, okay. Let's just see what the guidebook has to say about that. All right, it says, You are here for a reason. You are being called to bravely pave a path. Have you answered your highest and deepest calling? Living a heart and soul-led life is not a fluffy and always smooth sailing. Living a heart and soul-led life requires courage to triumph over fear. So often our fears are the gatekeepers to our greatest gifts, and the more resistance we have toward answering a call, the more important it is to our soul's growth. Sometimes fear is an indication that we are facing the right way. Joan of Arc was known for her courage and her famous line, "I'm not afraid. I was born to do this." But the thing about courage is that it's not possible without fear. So if you are feeling afraid, what is needed is courage, and courage comes from living from the heart. Think of your fears as opportunities to expand rather than things that are holding you hostage. If you look at your fears in this light, then, as uncomfortable as it might feel, it's actually a sign that you are on the right track. Have you answered your deepest calling? Okay, great question, and that's the thing. We live in a world that likes to say, fearless, have no fear, fuck your fear, punch fear in the face. Fear is probably always going to be part of life for most of us, in some capacity. So it's not about waiting to feel like you have no fear as much as it is about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Is that better? I really don't know. That's what's really important, is that we can feel something and do it anyway. Now, obviously, there's a difference between healthy fear, telling you, say, don't cross the street without looking, or, stay away from that person who looks shady, and unhealthy fear that stops you from doing the things that you really want to do. You go first, the universe will catch you. Exactly. Sometimes you have to just take the leap, even with that fear, even with that uncertainty, and hope that the universe will catch you when you leap. Inner temple devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. I just love the beautiful artwork. Play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Okay, I'm just going to do a few more because we're almost through the entire deck. I'll let at least a few of these cards be a surprise to you if you buy the deck. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. One last one. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? And I'll just read from the book for this last one. And let's see, which number did we have on this card? 38. Okay. 38. Let's see. Boundaries. You are being called to create clear boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you are left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. This is something I struggle with, setting good boundaries, and not just setting them, but protecting them. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries. For when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. When your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand and you are able to give freely. If you are not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself, what part of me needs something from them? It could be a need for approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your belly. Your belly is the second brain. It has an intelligence known as your gut feeling. Tune into this space blend, deciding what is okay for you. How does it feel? What is it trying to communicate with you? Where in your life do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay, so that is it for this review. Thank you so much for joining me. And before I take off, I want to also mention this particular tea, Lavender Tea, Soothing Floral Emotional Balancer. It's from Buddha Teas. It's USDA organic. And it is absolutely amazing. I love the box too. It's like really just cute. It's just a really like cute box. And it's cardboard. I believe it's recyclable. Yes, thank God. Okay. I really hate when products are not recyclable. That irritates me. Okay. So this is fantastic. I would 100% 100% recommend it. I'm just looking for, there's a couple of labels back here showing that they're ethical in their work. So I really like that. Recyclable box, good work ethics, not genetically modified, 100% kosher, clean ingredients, no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. I am not sponsored. Anything I'm reviewing, I'm not sponsored for. So just know that I don't buy, I don't get anything. Whether if you buy this or you don't buy this, I don't get anything. So it's not like I'm telling you buy these cards or buy this tea because I'm getting some kind of kickback. I'm not. Although if you are out there and you have something you would like me to review, let me know. If you send it my way, I will review it. Okay, that being said, this tea is amazing. Highly recommend it. It's fantastic for when you are working with your cards. That being said, thank you for your time. In the next video, I will be reviewing the Starseed Oracle, which comes in this gorgeous box. Very unique. But until then, take care and much love. There's always this like long, awkward thing at the end where I try to figure out like where the hell is my cursor to shut this off. And there we go. Okay. This time I'm signing off. Take care. Much love.